All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Well, I got a burr under my saddle.
We talk, you listen.
Somebody that's going to take an innocent life is not mentally insane?
You know them.
Time to nut up or shut up.
You love to hate them.
It's the Denton and Sasquatch Show.
Can I bring my AR-15 next time?
Sure.
Yes.
This place is half talk show, half weird daycare. I love it.
You can't handle the truth.
Hello and welcome once again to the Denton and Sasquatch Show, coming to you from both California and Alabama. I am the hairy mofo in California. My name's Sasquatch. And the other guy in Alabama, not so hairy, but his name is Denton.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not very hairy, especially on top of my head. By the way, we're all those places that anybody who wants to contact us can contact us because, again, I don't remember none of them.
All right. And anybody that's been listening for a little while may think this is an actual bit we do, or Denton pretends like he doesn't remember all the places you can contact us, but it's real. Denton actually does not remember anything.
Nope.
So, if you'd like to get a hold of us, you can email us at dentonandsassshow@gmail.com. We also have a website, dentonandsasquatch.com. You can find us at prepperforums.com. Is it .net or .com?
Yep, .net.
Yeah, we'll be over there from time to time. We're super moderators there. And YouTube. We got a channel on YouTube, so check that out. Also, search keyword Denton and Sasquatch on iTunes. You can follow us there, so there you go.
We're on YouTube until they kick us off, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Yeah. And by the way, it's not just me. For a while there, we were kicking out the wrong email address. We, not just me, we.
Maybe that's why we never get any email.
Yeah. So this is Monday. We usually do this on Sunday, but it was just not. It didn't work out for us yesterday, and we apologize to everybody. We were told by somebody. As a matter of fact, he's on with us, Fang Farrier. How am I supposed to start the week off without the podcast?
And
I hope you made it.
To that we say, what do you expect for free?
Yeah. A couple of morons over here. I don't know what to say.
Hey, take a wild guess. It is 8:50 p.m. here in California, which means it's 10:50 in Alabama. Yep. Take a wild guess how hot it is in the room I'm in right now.
I would say probably 88 degrees.
Close, 91.
In the room?
Yep.
Okay, I hope you're hydrated.
If you people don't think we are suffering for this, we are, for our art.
Well, he is. I have the air conditioner set for penguins.
God, I hate you.
Yeah, but you guys are having some massive fires over there.
Yeah, that we are.
As a matter of fact, the Trump and Brown, I mean, it's kind of funny when Brown is arguing with the fellow, he's wanting federal dollars from the federal government. And Brown is saying, you do it, global warming. Do a little bit. You do them better than I do.
The fires here are from global warming. If we don't get the temperature down, you can expect fires like this for the rest of our lives.
Pretty much. And Trump's saying no, it's because of the regulations about the water regulations, and because you need to trim some trees down.
Well, that's more what it is. It's definitely not the global warming. That has already been disproven by science. I'm not going to right now, but I could find the article about it. But no, it was environmental. A long time ago, they put all these environmental laws on the books to save the spotted owl and the cheeky mouse and whatever the hell else we got out there. Because back in the day, the loggers in California would clear everything and then replant. But now they don't clear anything because they're not allowed to log anymore because the poor cheeky mouse and the poor spotted owl or whatever won't have a habitat. So now that stuff just lays on the floor of the forest and dries out and dies, and then lightning or some idiot with a cigarette comes along and boom, there it goes.
And then we have these massive forest fires that we blame on global warming.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, I know we're kind of jumping around here. We're going forest fires to firefights. Bill, who I work with, who listens to us, he wants to know about your rifle and what did you do to make it California compliant?
Oh, you just wanted to get me in a bad mood, didn't you?
Why not?
Oh, hey, real quick, though, before we get away from global warming, I went surfing today.
Really?
Yes, I did. I love surfing. In fact, the dolphins were out there. It was very nice and peaceful. But I did not notice the oceans rising anywhere from 30 years ago when I used to surf that same spot. Beach is right where it's supposed to be.
It's there where it was 30 years ago. Now, did you put a marker stick out there 30 years ago where you could tell?
I did.
How do we know you're right?
Well, because the parking lot hasn't fallen off into the sea, or the PCH, Highway 1, has not fallen off into the sea. The sand is pretty much right where it used to be. All the lifeguard stations, all right where they used to be.
Well, I have to admit, I've been going to the Gulf of Mexico, the same place, for the last, I guess, 40-something years, and you're right, it hasn't moved any either.
So there you go.
If it had moved, there'd be a lot of condominiums that would be sideways, floating away.
Yes. So we poo-poo your global warming.
Poo-poo. Now, let's talk about rifles, because we all love rifles.
Yes. Okay, well, there were 3 things in California you could do. In case anybody's wondering, and this gets me so crazy, but Denton said you all out there that don't live in communist states would be interested in this. I guess you would be. And this stuff confuses me just as much as it does you. But anyway, there were 3 things you could do. Well, first, if you had an assault rifle, which is basically an AR, they said if you get this bullet button thing, which meant you cannot take the mag out without depressing a button with a little tool, which you could also do it with a bullet, which is why it's called a bullet button, you have to put that on your gun or it's illegal. So everybody did that. Well, after they did that, then they said, no, that's not good enough. So now you have to do one of 3 things. You have to register it, go featureless, or go...
What is featureless?
I will explain that. Featureless or go fixed mag. Okay, so anyway, featureless means you can't have a grip. So they put this weird fin thing on the grip so you can't get your hand around it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you can't. It's really weird looking. So it makes it more like a Mini 14 that just has a stock.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can't have a collapsible stock. So you gotta put a fixed stock on there. And I'm trying to think what else there is. No flash suppressors. So that's that. Or you register it. Or you, if you register it, you got to do those things anyway. So I didn't register mine. I'm not registering anything. I mean, that is if I had one, which I don't. But anyway.
Horrible boating accident, was it?
Yes, it was. No, fixed magazine is you switch out the drop mechanism for the mag, where once you put the magazine up inside there, you cannot press that button anymore to get the mag out. So what you have to do is you basically have to take the upper has to be separated from the lower. So the back pin, you depress the back pin, flip open the thing, and then you just reload it like it's the old AK, not AK, but SKS. Yeah, well, I changed the pin out because my pin now has a ring on it, so it makes it easier. Because before you have to, there's a little pin in the back of that pin that holds it in there. Well, this you sort of turn and you can pull it out easier. So that allows the upper and the lower to separate. And then once it separates, you can press that button and drop the mag out and switch it for another mag. But if you look on YouTube and other places, if you have a fixed magazine, they have these loading things. I forget what they're called, but you basically stick it in there, like you were saying, like an SKS or something, and you just sort of rip it, and it loads from the top.
A stripper clip.
Yep.
Okay. Well, it doesn't take you out of the fight, just slows you down for a few seconds.
Yeah, but okay, the bullet button, they even did a test on this. They got 2 guns, one with a bullet button and one with a fixed mag, and the bullet button was the first thing they did. Well, the fixed mag, it's faster to separate the upper from the lower and put in a new mag than it was to do the bullet button. So now it's even faster than what they had before. So really, they screwed themselves.
Go California.
Yeah. But, everybody says you need to move out of communist California, which I agree. But after I was surfing today, I would miss that so much.
Well, it's not just that, but Man, I lived in California for 18 months when I was in the Army, and of course, it's not your part of California. It's in the sane part on the east side of the mountains. But California is beautiful. It's not just the coastline. I mean, the place is gorgeous. But if you and folks like you, or Sasquatches or whatever like you, were to move out, there would be no foothold in California anymore. It'd just be lunatics.
Well, people are leaving in droves. It's like mass exodus from here, so there's not going to be much of a foothold here for long.
Yeah, but it's liberals moving to places like, I don't know, Portland.
Well, yeah.
Wyoming, even Austin, Texas, and they're spreading the disease.
Yeah, they're starting to feel effects of their stupid failed policies, so now they're starting to move out to other states where they can implement the same policies that ruin California, because that's what they do.
Well, they just think they're going to be able to do it better somewhere else. It doesn't work.
Nope.
I really thought about making this into, was it that Cortez girl?
Oh, the Democratic Socialist?
Yeah. I was thinking about making this a rant about her, but I decided, well, I don't even want to go there. Because everybody thinks the same. Those of us who are listening, anybody who's listening to this podcast, trust me, anybody who's listening to this podcast is saying, yeah, we agree with you. The people who don't listen or don't agree with us are not going to listen to us. Now, speaking of which, I would like to kind of touch on something that came out this morning. Do you ever listen to Alex Jones?
Other than little segments or clips, I have never actually really listened to Alex Jones.
I've listened to Alex Jones. I don't particularly like Alex Jones because he is a pompous, egotistical ass. I mean, he is. He'll start talking about some news article, and the next thing you know, he's talking about how big and bad he is and how he'll kick anybody's butt, and everybody's out to get him, but all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, look, make the news about the news. Don't insert yourself. He's not a reporter, but still, nobody wants to hear the word I all the time. But
you mean kind of like us talking about California and...
Well, no, we're not talking about, even then, we're not talking about you.
Oh, well, that's true.
We're talking about the situation that you're dealing with.
All right, gotcha.
But Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify have dropped Alex Jones show.
Yeah, I did hear that. I see good and bad in this.
Really? Well, the reason why they're dropping him is because they're saying that he promotes violence and he's racist, especially against the Jews, which is just ludicrous. I listened to his show. The first time I came across Alex Jones was in 2000, when I first came across the whole internet thing.
Uh-huh.
That's before the Google. And he was talking about prison camps being set up in the United States, and he had pictures of the prison camps, and those pictures were actually NATO sites in Germany. And I recognized them because I used to work in those places, and I sent him emails saying, hey pal, I know where you're going with this, but you're wrong. The pictures are, and he didn't respond, and as a matter of fact, he kept on checking for weeks and never took the pictures down. So he would,
Side note, we do respond, so didn't@gmail.com if you want to tell us we're wrong.
Actually, Sasquatch will respond because I don't even know the password. So, but anyway, but he's grown since then. He started in 1999, and he's got some conspiracy theories, which I started on conspiracy theories in 1979. Okay, this cat was way late for me. And I'm listening to this stuff, and I'm thinking, okay, right there, you're right. Over here, you're misguided. Over here, what the hell are you thinking about? Oh, yeah, back on track here. But never did he incite violence, and never has he been anti-Jewish. But these are the citations they gave him, and all the major social media outlets, what do you call them, social media businesses, have kicked him to the curb, except for Twitter. So far, from what I've seen, Twitter has not kicked him to the curb. He's very pro-Trump. He's very conservative-minded.
Pro-American.
And he's been taken down by the social medias. Now,
Well, there you have it right there. Pro-Trump, pro-America, conservative-minded. That's what they're against. So, of course, they're going to take somebody like him down.
Now, we have no chance of growing. If we grow, we are going to be busted. We'll find no place, because I have intention, because one of my things that I cannot stand is political correctness. Okay, on this show, I think you kind of cut it off when you put things on YouTube, because you didn't put them all from the very beginning, and I think you cut some of the stuff off where I was very vocal against political correctness. But I've used words on this show that I don't use normally, because they are, well, other than retard, and if you don't like retard, well, sorry. But there's other words I've used, racial slurs, I intentionally used, because not that it's in my vocabulary, but it pisses me off when the F-bomb, GD, and everything else is heard on television. Okay, but these particular words we're not allowed to say anymore. Okay, because they, them, those, whoever, the PC culture people say we can't use them. I say let people use what words they want to use. Don't let them hide behind PC words. Okay, which is my point, and you better pick up on my point, because they're not doing any good what they're doing. But back to this point is that the social media companies are getting together to silence Alex Jones. Love him, hate him, doesn't matter to me. He annoys the crap out of me. I can't stand his gravelly voice, if nothing else.
This is Alex Jones.
I'm the baddest guy around here, and I'll kick your butt, you stupid cotton picking smelly hippies.
Oh, you do that one better than me.
Yeah. So, but to silence him, especially when you're silencing him for fake accusations, folks, look out. Okay, because a year from now, the only thing you're going to get to hear on your social media outlets are the mainstream media outlets. Okay? He's big. And I'm not talking about fat. I'm just talking about he's big as far as numbers. People listen to him. If you think they'd be going after small fish, they went for the big fish in the social media world. Now, if they get him, they're going to get everybody else.
Well, and a lot of people are saying, oh, this is a free speech thing. And I guess I can see a little bit of that. But it's really not a free speech thing, because these businesses that are cutting him off are businesses, and they have the right to cut him off if they want. I believe that. I would like to disagree with you on that. And I think I can explain why. All right. Well, explain why then.
Okay. Let's talk YouTube. Let's talk Facebook. Well, I don't even like Facebook. Let's talk YouTube. It's in our vernacular.
Yes.
Well, just YouTube it. You want to see that video? YouTube it. Okay, it's like saying you want electricity, turn on the light switch, which is wherever you get electricity from that private company. For me, it's Alabama Electric. Okay, what if Alabama Electric says we don't like what you use your electricity for, so we're not going to let you have it anymore? Well, it's a private company. Okay, so YouTube is the biggest video thing out there. And now they're going to say, well, we don't like you, but we like you. We're going to promote your video, but you over there, you crazy Christians and you conservatives, we don't like you. So we're not if we don't just suppress your videos, we're going to just ban you outright. This is a free speech thing, because they're so big, they have the monopoly on social media.
Well, they do, but my argument to that is that this is where capitalism comes in. And somebody needs to make a YouTube-type channel where people like Alex Jones and other people that get banned from YouTube can go to, which then may become the biggest thing, because it's not banning or suppressing speech.
Well, there are a couple of 3 things out there. I can't remember the names of them, and that's the thing, because you go there. Oh, Patreon, I think, is one of them, for example. Well, there's things that are out there to take the place of Twitter and Facebook. But, man, everybody knows Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Okay. Now, if he's saying things they don't like. Well, there's a couple of times I've listened. He's supposed to be this great Christian, and I've listened to him. He's using our Savior's name in vain. He said GD when he gets frustrated. Look, man, at least edit it out. Okay, but they don't. Profanity has nothing to do with it. You can say the most profane thing, and they're not going to bat an eye. But if you're saying something Christian, conservative, and maybe you're getting some following, they're going to start. First, they're going to demonetize you. And if you keep it up, you continue to grow, and maybe you're still making money in other ways, they'll get rid of you. They're getting rid of the big one. They'll get rid of you too. So yeah, I understand the fact that they're private companies. Okay, they're out to make the buck. But if they're out there to make the buck, just the buck and nothing but the buck, they wouldn't be killing the big fish. They would love Alex Jones because it brings people to YouTube.
Well, I mean, I have no doubt that they are part of. I don't want to say the agenda. That sounds kind of weird, but
it is the agenda.
It is, but I mean, the people that own these companies, YouTube and the Facebook and stuff, they're all liberals, basically. I mean, they're fighting for the to get only their propaganda out, I guess is the way to say it.
Right. So I understand your point of they're corporations, private corporations. They're not government. But then again, neither is Alabama Electric. Okay, you got the monopoly. Nobody's going to come up and beat YouTube. You can try, and there's been some corporations or companies, little private companies that have tried. They're not going to do it. We all know that. And because of that, they need to be looked at like they're Alabama Electric or California Electric or whatever, whoever it is you get your electricity from.
I can see your point, but I hate to advocate more government control over anything.
Well, I agree. I understand that. But looking at them as they are, I mean, look, what's his name? The fellow that owns Twitter. And the one that does the Google and these people are extremely rich, and I'm not knocking them because they're rich. I'm just saying they're powerful. Uh-huh. Okay, they have the market cornered, and because they have the markets cornered, you're not going to fight them. They have the money where they can do whatever it takes to make sure they stay on top. And seeing as how we're talking information highway here, it should not be looked at. Well, we're arguing about. Walmart versus Publix. No, we're not. We're arguing about the dissemination of information. And it's up to us to decide whether or not we agree with this information or we think it's real information. Now, look, if you sit there and listen to Alex Jones and you don't go and do your own research to find out if what he's saying is true, and you just believe it or you disbelieve it offhandedly, either way, it's on you. Okay? I don't care if it's who it is telling you anything, to include us. Trust me. Go and do your own research. That ought to be, especially if you listen to Fox News, CNN, whatever, go out there and do your own research. But no, you don't silence the voice. There are voices out there. If I was in control, maybe I want the voices to be silent, but I wouldn't silence them because it falls back on us, the individual, fellow countrymen, to figure out if it is true. And the only way you can do that is if the information is out there for us to find. And so, yeah, I know the corporations, and it's not like the government's coming down on us, but think about it. These major corporations, big globalist corporations, are, as you know, controlling our government as well. Or were until Trump, and Trump's having a hell of a time fighting this crap. Okay, but these big daddy warbucks are controlling everything, to include our government.
Well, there is some hypocrisy here because the the left screamed and yelled when Trump started banning people from his Twitter because they were being a pain in the butt. So he would just ban them. Well, then they sued because they said, "Oh no, it's part of the government, your Twitter handle." So he had to let people back on. Well, it's sort of the same thing here. They are banning certain segments. When I don't even know where I'm going with this, but but it's the same thing.
The corporations are banning people. Now we're coming up on the midterm elections. Okay, it's not just Alex Jones. Mike Adams, the health ranger. I don't know if you ever listened to him or read any of his stuff.
Nope.
Natural news, great stuff if you're into vitamins and eating healthy and that kind of stuff. Oh, they cut him out by the ankles because he's talking America and eating properly. Well, if you eat properly and you take your vitamins, you're not going to need all the pharmaceuticals that they push on you all the time. Okay, so they are trimming anybody out that are saying anything against corporations, the major corporations. And again, let me make sure everybody understands. I'm not against corporations. Corporations aren't nothing. A corporation is not a human being, but human beings behind the corporations are controlling things. And I try my best not to take chemicals. I'd rather eat vitamins and herbs and supplements and that kind of stuff. Okay? But when you take off Mike Adams off of Facebook and YouTube and that stuff, because he is touting this stuff, where do you look to see who is trying to hide information? We need to wake up, folks. Well, these major, especially these Facebook, YouTube, all those people, who do they make money from? Advertising. Okay, so they're pandering to the major corporations to silence people. This is not American.
Well, and that's sort of what I was talking about with capitalism. I mean, people need to wake up and stop using these companies. Well, the YouTube, the Facebook, all that kind of stuff. They need to quit using that stuff, because as soon as their bottom line starts to get hurt, they're going to change.
Well, we're on YouTube. We're on iTunes. We're going to be on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're using these things. I mean, because we're not doing it because we support these corporations. We're doing it because this is the way we get out there. Yeah, we actually, I guess we should. We should go to those Patreon, those kind of places, and put our stuff there.
Well,
I guess we will.
Since we're talking about this, YouTube probably will kick us off.
Well, that's okay. Well, you can always go to Podomatic. You can find us at Podomatic for now.
Yeah, I forgot that one.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to kick us off, though. Anyway,
well,
I want to drag this out and kick a dead horse to death. I mean, right now it's nothing but a chalk outline where that horse used to be.
Well, the thing is, we've sort of already done that, and we're 26 minutes in, so I think we're going to have to save our other stuff for later. Maybe we should do the two I was talking about, and then your story about the down in Florida.
Okay.
All right.
Lead the way.
So we'll end on happier notes, I guess. This is what I like to call the karma desk. A Glendale man accused of smashing President Donald Trump's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame with a pickaxe was charged today with felony vandalism. Austin McKell Clay, 24, is set to be arraigned downtown August 15th. If convicted as charged, he could face up to 3 years in jail, according to the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office. So for those of you that don't know, this guy, 3:30 in the morning, went down and smashed Trump's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Second time it's been done, but I'm reading this story here, and the thing I found funny was, it says West Hollywood Mayor Pro Tem John D'Amico and Councilwoman Lindsay Horvath have offered a resolution urging the Hollywood Chamber and City of Los Angeles to remove the president's star due to his disturbing treatment of women and other actions that do not meet the shared values of the city of West Hollywood, the region, the state, and the country. The West Hollywood City Council has scheduled to vote on the matter Monday night, but does not have the authority to take action. So it's just a stupid resolution. But with that,
what do you call that couch? What is that couch?
The fainting couch?
Not the fainting couch, but when an actress comes in to, not the interview couch.
The casting couch?
Yeah, the casting couch. Yeah, where a woman comes in, they want to be a part of a movie. They want to be an actress, and in order to get the part, they have to sleep with the producer or whatever.
Yeah.
Are they going to kick all the Hollywood people out?
Well, that's sort of what I was getting at, because I found, the good old internet can give you lots of information. I found a bunch of people that are on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Chuck Berry, you remember him, right?
Oh, yeah.
1944, he was convicted of armed robbery. 1961, illegally transporting a 14-year-old across state lines for immoral purposes. In 1990, admitted to possessing videotapes of women unknowingly filmed using the bathroom at his restaurant. So are they going to take his off? Let's see, what else we got here? Oh, here we go. A bunch of celebrities that are on the Walk of Fame that They expressed their support for Roman Polanski by signing a petition urging the release of the director after a 2009 arrest in Switzerland in relation to his outstanding 1978 U.S. Arrest warrant. He pleaded guilty to drugging and raping a 13-year-old girl and fled to France before sentencing. A few of the people that signed that were Steven Soderbergh, Woody Allen, Harrison.
A pervert in his own right.
Yes, Harrison Ford, Jeremy Irons. Oh, and this guy right here, Harvey Weinstein. All of them.
Good old Harvey.
Yes, all of them have stars on the Walk of Fame. There was one.
Remove them.
Yeah.
Pickaxe them.
There was one other one. Let me see if I can find it really quick. I can't find it. But anyway, you get the gist of it. So this lady there wants to remove it because, Donald Trump doesn't stand for everything that she stands for. But then again, there's all these other celebrities that have done horrible things and they get to stay. So there you go. Hypocrisy. So
meanwhile, are you ambassadors? What's her name? I can't remember. But Sarah Sanders Sarah Sanders Huckabee is the mouthpiece. Oh yeah, there's a lot of women on one of the Amway women are in his cabinet. There's a bunch of women in his cabinet, and he is so horrible to women.
Oh yeah, yes, just like he hates all the blacks.
Yes.
And this other one, police in North Carolina are searching for a teenager who pulled out a gun and robbed a 9-year-old who was selling lemonade. The young boy was set up near a traffic roundabout in Monroe, which sits about 30 miles southeast of Charlotte, when a teenager approached and pushed a gun in his stomach and demanded his lockbox full of cash. The terrified boy handed over his money as the teenager fled on foot. Officers found a camouflage hat and a black BB gun and a stolen lockbox discarded in the woods not far from the roundabout. Police are hoping to find fingerprints or DNA on the stolen lockbox that will lead them to the suspect. So hopefully karma comes back and bites that kid in the butt.
They'll give the DNA evidence and the fingerprints to Abby on NCIS, and this is going to be solved in no time, within 50 minutes, 10 minutes for the commercials.
Well, of course. Wrap it all up in an hour.
Yeah.
All right, so there's my karma desk. I know you had one more story, and I think it's a good one to end on.
Well, this is kind of related to you. I mean, you've got cousins everywhere.
What?
Yeah, Bigfoot sightings abound, but you'll never guess where. And I can get there in an hour.
Antarctica.
Almost. Florida. The panhandle of Florida, yeah.
Well, that's just silly because there's no Bigfoot in Florida. That's my cousin, the skunk ape.
Yes, well, they do mention that. The smell. There's a couple things. First, the sound, and also the smell. It smells like a wet dog. But...
Well, that's just rude.
Huh?
That's just rude.
Well, they just, down here, they don't have the hygiene you people over there, or you Sasquatches in the Pacific Northwest, and I guess Southwest there have.
Must be all the salt water that I'm in. Cleans me up.
Must be, but here, we got a lot of marshes and that kind of stuff. But there's been several sightings of Bigfeet. As a matter of fact, there have been 323 strange encounters reported since the 1980s, far from the northern California, Oregon, and Washington State. It'd be the Sunshine State of Florida. In fact, those sightings have become a kind of cottage industry. Especially in Northwest Florida. Now, I didn't know this. I go down there quite often. I pretty much grew up down there because I'm so close to the Gulf of Mexico, and my family, my father's side, grew up just north of Pensacola. And so, the Gulf of Mexico runs in our veins, but the home of Gulf Coast Bigfoot Research Organization, the Gulf Coast Bigfoot Research Organization. I'm going to look this up, and I'm going to go visit these people. Founded by Mick Menace, appropriately the owner of the Bigfoot Moving Company.
Well, I'm going to sue that guy for using my likeness.
Yeah, I'm telling you what. But, for example, here's a case where, now, when I say I grew up in the Gulf Coast, we used to go to Panama City all the time. Panama City used to be a really cool place. You go down on 98, which goes right along the coast. I'm talking about on the beach. And you could drive there and you could see the water. Well, starting in the 70s, they started putting up condominiums, and it's gotten worse. So you can drive down 98 and you cannot see the water except for glimpses between condominiums. It sucks. It really does. But These two women were driving from Destin to Panama City on U.S. Highway 98 when their car broke down. They began to walk towards Destin to get help when they heard a very loud noise, like a scream mixed with loud moaning. Can you do that?
Like that?
Bigfoot must have been partying too hard. It must have been spring break. Then they were looking into the eyes of something they had never seen before. She said, "It just stood there and stared at us." Both women recounted to Menace, now as a part of his journal of such encounters. It was approximately 7 feet tall, very muscular, and covered in what appeared to be brown and black hair.
Sounds handsome to me.
Well, I'll tell you what. Now, I don't know what these people are seeing, but look, like I said, I'm no stranger to that part of the country down there. I don't see how a 7-foot hairy-ass creature is just going to blend into the sawgrass and that kind of stuff.
Condominiums.
Okay. Yeah. Well, because it's not like you're looking at forests. It's not like what you guys got out there in the Northwest, where they can hide forevermore and a day. Okay, you got houses all along there. Well, not all. It's not like it's house to house to house. Once you get out of the Panama City area and you head towards Destin, it's not just wall-to-wall houses, but still, it's prime real estate. Okay, and we're not talking about lush, big, honking green forests to hide in. So I don't know. These cats must be the masters of disguise, is all I'm saying. But I will say this. I'm going to make contact with these people, and we need to have them on the show.
Wait, are we talking about the skunk ape or the two ladies that saw him?
Well, I was talking about the Gulf Coast Bigfoot Research Organization, but if we can make contact with the skunk ape, and if they have a computer and can get on Skype and have a headset, so we'll fit them, and a microphone, we'll have a skunk ape on the show as well. It'll be great.
I will make some calls to my cousins.
Fantastic. Now, what we did not get to, and I guess we don't have time, and some of this news is kind of time sensitive, so we're not going to cover it. Let's be honest. Antifa protesters accost conservatives Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens at a Philadelphia cafe. Now, I'm sure if you go on YouTube, yes, the infamous YouTube, you've probably heard of Candace Owens. She is she's a black girl, beautiful black girl, who is 100% woke, as they say. She's a Trump supporter. She's conservative. And she was lied to for all of her life, and she finally looked around and said, you know what? This Democratic bullcrap does not make sense. I think really I'm a Republican. And of course she's been taking crap from the left, and now Antifa is attacking her and her friend Charlie Kirk. They're at a cafe. You can't go to a cafe in Philadelphia and sit down and drink coffee without Antifa giving you crap.
Well, the best part of that story to me is they were also yelling at her, "No white supremacy." And it's like, well, she's black.
Yeah, and chanting, "F white supremacy, F white supremacy." What in the world, you idiots? Now, one other thing. I guess we could dabble in this later on, but real quickly, so you can look that up. Now, another one you can look up if you want, that we're not going to go into, is Pentagon prohibits personnel from using GPS services in all operational areas. GPS, we're talking about your little Fitbit thing that I'm never going to wear because I'm not very Fitbit. Your smartphones, any kind of device that has GPS coordinates ability. Okay, because the bad guy can get in there and they can figure out exactly where you're at. Now, the reason why I want to bring this up is because everybody needs to understand that somebody is a bad guy to somebody. Okay, for example, Sasquatch and I are on this show. We do this because we enjoy it, but we usually talk about conservative things and news, and we have our particular slant. Let's say that the left-wingers get really pissed off at, here we go, cryptozoological creature, Sasquatch, talking conspiracy theories, politics, religion, and whatnot from a conservative slant. Well, if that particular Sasquatch is up to date with current technological devices that's in his pocket, guess what? He can have a Hellfire missile up his butt.
Probably make it cooler in this room.
Well, it might. But the Army's worried about this stuff, and maybe we should start wondering about ourselves. is our GPS tracking system on us? You know, even if you turn off GPS locator thing, it still is on. You know, so I just want to throw that out for folks to consider. Maybe Big Brother's getting a little bit too close to us.
Well, I could. We could go on for another 3 hours on this, but you know, many people have talked about the mark of the beast from the Bible, saying it's going to be a barcode on your body or something. I would say if it most likely it's the cell phone.
I think it's going to be the next thing after the cell phone. You know, it's, you know, the Revelations talk about a mark on your hand and your forehead, whichever one you particularly choose. But it's going to be a technological device. You know, I think the cell phone is going to go away, and we're going to be updated. As a matter of fact, I think that's what they call it, transhumanism.
Yeah, and they're slowly getting rid of cash, where you're going to have to use either your phone or a card, and they're going to be able to track everything, anything you buy.
Yeah, well, a buddy sent me an email of an article, the Chase Bank. You now have the option. You don't have to use a card. You can just use your cell phone.
Yep.
So that's kind of crazy to me. I'm not giving up my card. I will not put everything on my cell phone because I can break a cell phone faster than anybody I've ever seen. So all I've got to do is break my cell phone and I'm broke. I went from woke to broke.
Well, we're being banned and muzzled and followed. So I would say we're doomed. What should we do?
I think you ought to pretty much consider drinking up. Good night, everybody, and we will see you maybe, who knows, maybe sometime this weekend, but definitely probably Sunday.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. The weekend comes, my cycle hums, ready to race to you. These days are happy days. These days are share them with me. Goodbye, gray sky, hello blue. There's nothing can hold me when I'm holding you.